Hey guys, and welcome to this special episode of Allcarnews. Today we have the all-new Ford Mustang Mach-E. Now this is a demonstration unit for the dealership. We cannot unfortunately test drive this today, but they are allowing me to show you guys around this. We do have one in red right here, but this one is sold. So unfortunately we got kind of unlucky. They are going to contact me when they have one that they have available that I can test drive and show you guys all the cool stuff. So we're going to wait for that. But for right now, I'm going to show you guys all the cool features, details, and weird quirks about the Mach-E because there is a lot to go through. I'm going to take you guys in an in-depth tour of everything you need to know. Stay tuned. So everyone, here is the Ford Mustang Mach-E, and there we actually have an actual Mustang right there to kind of see the difference between the two. This one is a higher trim package. This has a large battery, both with the electric all-wheel drive. So this one's called the Mach-E 4X. That's kind of like the model name. And here we have a base model. This is almost down to the bones. Base model has the smaller wheels, different grille setup, different headlights, and it doesn't have the glass roof, as you can see on the top right there. So there's a bit of a difference right there for this. Big thanks to Prime Ford of Auburn, Massachusetts for letting us check out these Mach-E's today. And I really love what they did here. They have the Mach-E golf cart and the original Mustang. This is an EcoBoost Mustang right now, but I like this little setup they have here. Really smart planning on the part of the dealership. Right now we're going to focus on this one because it's kind of fully loaded and it can show you all the cool features around it. First up, we're going to talk about the design. I think it looks incredible in black in person. You have to come see it in person. Here's kind of like from an eyesight view. I think the sculpture of the body is really, really nice that Ford did. You can see, I think, the nice sculpted body lines over there. And generally, I think this is a way better looking car than a Tesla or anything even out there right now, even than the new ID4 from Volkswagen. I really also like these wheels. I think they fill up the wheel arches pretty well. Nice and big, nice aluminum wheels. You can see they're really nice and close to the calipers right here. I think they look a nice design. These are the smaller wheels, just for comparison, on the baser model. Coming around, we do have full LED headlights on this one as well. If I can turn on the car real quick from the key fob right here. See the LED strip on the top. The mirror is going to come out and have these nice 3 LED accent marks that actually are built into the headlight. So you can see like they're molded out there, really nice. You have your projector units in there as well. As this is the higher trim model, we also have more of a sculpted molded part to the grille right here, instead of these right here. As you kind of can see, it's like a pattern design there, really different shape right there. And the GT model is gonna have a full fake grille, which is gonna be really interesting. Now coming down to this lower area, you can see they have full body on body trim, really nice. And then down here is really interesting. So over here we have this is where the air is going to intake for like the cooling for the battery. So these flaps will open and close at higher or lower speeds to let air into the battery to cool it down. Really nice. There are no side airfoils, which is kind of interesting to see. Tesla does this, Porsche does this, so I'm not sure why Ford didn't do this. I guess they kind of wanted like a slippery body for that. And you can also see they have the camera up here, and of course the controversial Mustang logo. I was talking to the guy over at the dealership. Even they were like, they should have just called it the Mach-E, take the Mustang name off. But Ford did do the Mustang name to kind of give the car more of a premium presence and that type of stuff to appeal to a longer list of buyers. I think it's working out pretty well so far, even though it's a bit controversial. Coming over to the hood, this is a full hood. It does open. There's a frunk underneath. We'll show you in a little bit. You can see it's just really nice body sculpted lines over here, which mimic almost a Mustang a little bit. You can see, really nice. And then over here we have the charging port. So to open the charging port, you press your hands right there. Flaps right open. This is your CCS charger, and if you want, you can open this flap for DC fast charging. This is when you put the port in, this button, you press this, and it will unlock the charger, which is really nice. This is really cool. You have the Mustang logo right there, and it says horsepower. Very funny. Close this up, really simple. That's it. That's your charging infrastructure. So I think one of the biggest questions is how the hell do you open the doors? So to open the door is kind of simple, actually. So you have this little piece right here that you will pull on if you want. So all you do is press this button. There's a little mechanism that pushes the door out, as you can see. And you can just grab it and open it like this. Not too hard. You can just shut it, and it closes right up. And of course, you have a keypad as well as the key, and you can use your phone as a wallet as well. Now, to open the back door, we don't have a little pull thing to do. So you just push this button, like on the front, and it pushes the door out, so it can break through ice or something if there's there. There's a little mechanism somewhere over here that pushes the door out. It's actually right here. You can see it. This little thing pushes the door out right here. It'll stick out, and you can just put the door right out. Close it, nice and shut. Not too difficult with that. So I don't think it's that much of a problem. And it does make the side of the body really sleek and clean, which I do really like a lot, actually. Another interesting thing to note about the Mach-E is the roof. Now, this one has a full glass roof. That one doesn't, as you can see right there. It's the body color there. I'm gonna go over to this one so you can get a better hint of this. But if you take a look at the body line right here, so see this body line, the red color going all the way down, that is not the roof. The roof is this black piece. This is the real roof. Now, the reason this black piece is here is kind of like a visual trick to think that the car is more coupe-like and lower. So it kind of tricks the eye to thinking that this is the real roof line, but in reality, this is. So you actually get more headroom than you think you have just by looking at it, which is a really cool thing they did. And the black one, you cannot really tell at all. It's really well hidden. So you kind of would never really know that that thing is there. Just a weird little quirk that they did with the Mach-E. And of course, this one has a full glass roof, and this one does not have it. Okay, guys, let's take a tour of the back now, because I think this is where they kind of did most of the Mustang-esque design. So here we are with the back end. I think this also looks really nice from the Mach-E. You can see the Mustang-style taillights there. You can turn on with the key. Let's do a little startup sequence like that. Really nice. I think it has a nice stance here. It's definitely more wagony than SUV. It's also kind of low to the ground, which is an interesting thing to note. Really cool. And then with the double tap of the key, like this, open the power trunk. It's really nice. Pretty big space. I have some extra floor mats in here right now. This is a demo car. Pretty nice space here. You do have a tonneau cover up here. Nice tonneau cover that can be taken down and folded up pretty easily. Pretty high load floor to get in, which is one thing to note. Otherwise, I think the space is pretty good. There's a 12-volt outlet back here, some lights, and the seats, of course, do fold down to have some additional room. And to close this up, you just press these right here. Okay, guys, now let's take an interior tour of the new Mach-E. We have the key right here, but you don't need to use the key. You can use your phone, you can use the keypad on the door, or you can just keep the key in your pocket because it has keyless access. So I'm gonna put the key in my pocket. I'm gonna walk up to the Mach-E, and to open the door, you press this button right here on the door. The mirrors unfold, the lights do a little dance, and there's a mechanism that pops the door out. As you can see, it's now out, and you just pull on this handle, which is only for the front two passenger and driver, to open the door. Now inside we have really nice materials on the door panels. I'm pretty impressed with this. There's like a leather up here. It's split by this real metal trim, more leather, this really nice cloth fabric speaker cover, and then more durable plastics down here, which you can see it's gonna get dirty. So I'm pretty okay with this down here. And nice long door panels, so there's no mud or anything getting on your pants when you're walking in if you brush up against it. And to open the door, we have this pull lever right here. Just pull it. I think it's pretty physical, so I wouldn't worry about that if it fails or something. So no electronic bits in there. Really nice stuff. And again, the buttons and switches, pretty nice for a Ford product. I think it's time to step inside so we can take a deeper look at this inside of the Mach-E. Okay, guys, we are inside the Ford Mustang Mach-E. What do you think so far? About to turn it on so you can have some power, but this is a first impression, so I'm pretty impressed. Just by sitting in here, I smell leather, and I love that nice premium leather smell. And just by looking at everything, it's very solidly built. Now, you can't just say looking at everything it's solid. You gotta feel it. Everything's solidly built. No creaks, no rattles. I'm pretty impressed so far. So let's put my foot on the brake, turn the power on. See a little startup chimes, startup dances, and everything all over. So what are we looking at here? We just hopped in the new Mach-E. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's your first time looking at it. What do we have here? So Right in front of us is the steering wheel, of course. It's a pretty traditional steering wheel, so there's no touch buttons, no weird button stuff going on over there. We have normal cruise control buttons right here for your Ford Copilot 360 system. That is going to pair with these sensors up here later down the road, and it's going to have adaptive cruise control, all lane departure warning, all that crazy stuff. I'll try to list it below because it's an insane amount of driver autonomous technology, that type of stuff. Now on this side you have your Bluetooth, voice commands, volume, and all that traditional stuff. Really nice steering wheel, pretty simple, nice, thick, and leather wrapped, and of course it is heated, which is a really nice feature. Of course, up front right here we have this nice, pretty thin and almost like floating LCD gauge cluster. Pretty simple with it. What it does, all it shows you is your speed, you have your range, and traditional like lights, what's going on in the engine light, all that stuff over there. So I like to have this here. I know the Model 3 and the Model Y from Tesla don't have that. People are going to like to have this, so I like that Ford included it on this. The other centerpiece of the interior is this absolutely massive screen in the center. It's almost 15 inches. It is a tablet floating style, as you guys can see. I personally don't mind it. Now, I didn't like it in the photos. Now that I'm sitting here, I actually quite like it so far. It's a little weirdly placed. It's kind of flat and a little bit low. I wish it was tilted to the driver a little bit more. That might have been better. Looking at it from an offset, it's a little bit dim, and looking at center on, but so far I'm not too upset with it. We're going to come back to this later because there's a lot of stuff to look at in this new Sync 4A system. Right now we're going to look at the rest of the interior because there is a lot to see here. Again, looking at this dash, I'm really impressed with the material quality stuff that's going on up here. Let me just turn this off because fan speed is high. Okay, that is lower. Okay, so there's this nice speaker grille material going across the entire dashboard, as you can see. Really nice soft touch. It has the Bowers & Wilkins logo right there, really cool. There's this kind of like a carbon fiber plastic material. It doesn't feel too cheap, and again, everything's really solid, like nothing shakes or rattles. Really nice stitched leather going across here. We have your air vents in this nice, almost Audi style little piece right here that goes across all the way here, all the way to the other side. Really nice design over there. I really like that. And yeah, I think the dashboard is a really cool layout. Pretty impressed with it right now. Okay, so we saw the dashboard. What else is there to look at in the Mach-E? Coming down to the center console, because it doesn't end here. There's a lot of stuff to see. We have this little, kind of like a platform here. It looks a little strange, I'm not gonna lie, but this is your selector for the different, directions you want to go, since there's no gears. I'm going to say directions. So you have park, reverse, neutral, drive, and then you have a low range button, I guess, to go in like low traction situations. These are for, I think this is automatic parking assist, and you have your hazards, and of course your electric brake. Now, again, like I said before, everything's really solidly built. Nothing rattles. I like the stitching going on here. This feels real. Doesn't feel cheap or fake. That also has to go with these seats. I really like these seats so far. The materials of the leather feels really nice. The stitching's nice. I wish there was a little bit more bolstering on the sides, a little bit flat, but it is comfortable, which is nice. Now, there's no ventilation. We do have seat heating. I wish they would put ventilation. That would be nice for this price range. But I don't believe Tesla does that either. So that's all we got right now. Coming down here, we have a wireless phone charger and another mat right here. It's pretty big space, USB-C and USB right there as well. And of course, you have your cup holders right here. The center console is pretty big too. As you can see right here, nice deep storage space. There's a little LED light down there. The 12-volt socket and it's a rubber line, so nice stuff. And this just folds down. Also really nice stitched in leather. Nice to see that as well. And again, I'm just really impressed with the overall feel of this interior. We don't have a power tilting or telescoping steering wheel, but it does manually move in and out, which is nice. You do have more of like a commanding position of the road in this vehicle. It's supposed to be a sort of crossover SUV. So when you're looking up, you can see the like peaks of the hood, which is a really cool thing to see. It's a nice reference point. But another really cool thing about this is the roof. This has the awesome glass roof. Really, really nice. It also adds a little bit more headroom than if you have the standard roof, like in that red one over there. That one has a standard roof. I really like this. It's tinted, it's nice. I like the little dip in it. It has a little bit of a design flair to it. Cool stuff Ford's doing with that. Up here you have all your little light buttons and stuff. Nothing really too fancy up there. But like I said before, a big centerpiece of this car is this Sync 4 entertainment system or infotainment system. A lot of stuff going on here, and I think it's important that we like dive in a little bit to show you guys what's going on here a little bit. So this is nice that they have a physical dial here if you want to control your volume for your radio or stuff. As you can see right there, you can turn it on and off, but the center button, really nice interactive things. Now, this car does have over-the-air updates, meaning Ford can send out an update to the car and they can just fix things if there's problems or stuff, just like a Tesla or something. So that's nice to see. Now, the system is pretty easy to use if you're hopping in for the first time. So let's say you want to get to your car controls. You can tap the little Mach-E on the top left, and you can have all your main controls for the car. So here are your drive modes. So you have your engage, whisper, and unbridled. Unbridled is a sort of sport mode. Now, not only this changes up here, it's going to change this here. It's going to say ground speed to kind of go to like a sporty effect, something just like the Mustang does over there. It does the same thing. Whisper is more of a quieter eco style mode, and engage is like pretty more of like a normal driving mode. And each of these changes the screen up front a little bit, as you can see right there. It also changes the color of the infotainment system. Really nice. Just quick off the bat, everything's really quick. I don't really see any lag. The screen feels really nice, very premium. That's a nice thing to see. You also have your one pedal drive function, auto ambient light selection, and propulsion sound. We'll get to test this out when we get to test drive it later on, but yeah, there is a propulsion sound if you want like a fake engine noise going on there. Now you have your cameras. There is trajectory, so if I move the wheels, you can see some trajectory stuff going on there, your parking sensors, all that stuff. Since you do have 360 cameras, you can see different angles over here by changing it. Really cool. You can change the direction, what you're doing. I wish there was more of like a 360 zoom style function, but that's all we really have right now for that. Not bad, pretty clear resolution. I like this a lot. And I like how you can just access it without having to put the car into reverse. Something really nice to see. You have your parking functions, so you can have a parking aid if you want to use that. Access features, your charging cord and charging light. There's a light there as well. Oh, sorry. And driver assistance functions. Now, once you go to additional settings, here you can see your Ford 360 system. So these are mostly almost all of the systems that you can get with the car. Adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, pre-collision alert, all that type of stuff. Back to your controls. There is a little bit of a redundancy. Like, I don't know why they can just put all of that stuff right in here. I have to go to additional settings. Kind of a bit of like a menu hopping situation. I wish they'd put that all there, but I'm sure they can fix that with an easy software update. That's the beauty of over-the-air updates. Of course, there's a whole bunch of stuff that just goes on and on and on. You have vehicle hotspot, emergency assist, all that type of stuff. Now, there are also driver profiles. You can have all those different things. Since you can use your phone as a key, you can have different people with different keys, profile photos, you can set restrictions and all that type of stuff. Now you can see the battery charge. This one has the larger battery, so you get more, up to 230 miles, 250 miles. I'll add it in there. I don't remember off the top of my head, but this has the larger battery pack. Let's see, what else is in here? There's just so much stuff. Well, these are just the vehicle controls. I'm getting ahead of myself, but this is just the vehicle controls. There's a lot more stuff you can do there. Additionally, this is a full map, so you have 3D mapping. You can use Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as well, which is in there. Really nice to see. And over here, you also have your climate controls. So when you use the climate controls, it's gonna have this little slider right here. If you wanna change the temperature, make it cooler. Of course, you have your dual climate control here, which is really nice to see. Heated steering wheel, also, and of course, heated seats, fan speed, and your additional climate control settings right there. Now, the thing with the Apple CarPlay, I don't have my cord right now, so I can't tell you to plug it in. It would split the screen up, so you'd still have some Ford controls, and you still have the regular controls up there as well. So it kind of split that situation up. Really interesting stuff to see. Okay, guys, so we took a look at the infotainment system. Now let's go take a quick look at the back seats, and I'll show you a bit of this trunk space once again. So I'm gonna turn the Mach-E off. I don't wanna waste any more power. It's a cool little sound that it does when you turn it off. Nice to hear that. So to open the door, you pull this lever like this. Opens up. Cool. I'm gonna go to the other side because it's probably gonna be easier to do that on this side. Yeah. So to open this door, like I said before, you just press the button. This, and there's the mechanism pushes the door out, like just like that, and you're open it. Really easy to do that. There's actually quite a bit amount of space in here. And what I also like is that the rear carries the same materials as the front. So you have this nice same soft touch material here, stitching over here, the nice cloth covered air speakers. Really same stuff with the door opening and pulls and whatever. And even these seats are just the same too. Perforated leather, nice stitching. Now let's take a seat in. Now, I do also like the solidness of this chassis. Closing the door has a nice solid thunk to it. Now, sitting back here, you can see the entire Mach-E interior. Again, the seats feel really nice. These are actually pretty comfortable back here. There's a nice angle to it, so you're not feeling just like you're sitting upright. These are also angled as well, so you also feel nice like that. You have your air vents back here, and there's 2 USB ports down there as well. I think leg room is pretty impressive. Few inches right there. You have a nice foot space. The flat floor does wonders. Since there's a flat battery underneath the car, there is a flat floor and a lot of foot room. The floor is a little high. I'm not gonna lie, my knees, I do feel like my knees are a little high up. I wish they'd be down a little bit more. Maybe it's the seat situation, I don't know, but the rest of it, nothing really to complain about here. There's a lot of headroom because of this glass roof that we have. You can zoom right up here. The glass roof does add a lot of headroom, and it also kind of gives the cabin more of a spacious feel, which is nice. And you do get this really cool view of the entire front end of the Mach-E, which is definitely a spectacle to look at. There's a lot of cool stuff going on up there. Other than that, there's not much else to really talk about. Unfortunately, we can't drive it today. This is a demonstration unit from Ford. Not even the dealers can really drive it, so we're kind of trapped right now, and the one next to us is sold. So I can kind of just give you a lot of like the show and tell details until we can get it out on the roads. Okay guys, normally I would be showing you the engine under the hood, but I can't do that with this since it's electric. So I'm going to show you the frunk. To do that, we're going to pull this twice, 2 hood latches, like on a BMW or something. Shut up. There we go. Okay, and to open this, you come right up here, pull this up. Of course, it is powered because it's pretty expensive. And all you have right here is your windshield wiper fluid and this massive space right here. They have this divider in here, but this can be taken out pretty easily. And there's a light in here, an emergency release. Someone gets trapped in here. Hopefully that doesn't happen. And really cool is a drain plug right here. You can fill this thing up with ice, put cups right here. There's cup holders built in. Love the designers for that. You can fill it up with ice, put drinks in here, have like a barbecue. God knows what you want to do. And you can just drain it right out and it'll go to the floor. Really cool stuff here. And I love the pony badge up here. Really cool stuff. But I think this frunk is pretty cool. Not all EVs are having frunks now. If we see with the new Volkswagen Mach-E, Volkswagen ID4, that does not have a frunk. I don't know what's going on with that. That car's pretty strange, but nice to have a frunk. Extra storage, you can store your cables in there, put whatever you want in there. I like how Ford gave you a lot of options to do with this front end. Really cool stuff there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more stuff, and hopefully we'll get to test drive this soon. Give you more of like an in-depth look on the performance and the driving characteristics of the Mach-E. Unfortunately, these are test model units, and one of them are sold, so we can't do this today, unfortunately, but we'll be coming soon. Thanks you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more. So this is what you're going to be charging your Mustang Mach-E with most of the time. There's also some EV Go chargers over there. So basically what you do is if you have the app, you can pre-register and you can just plug right in. The Mach-E also has this thing called plug-in power. So you can just plug in the car and it'll connect its thing and do it itself just like a Tesla would. If you don't want to do that, you can go up here, you can unplug it, plug it in, and you can pay with a credit card or tap your phone, whatever you want. Pretty simple. They'll give you instructions. Now, you can follow some other channels called Out of Spec Motoring, Out of Spec Reviews. They've done a lot of road trips with these chargers, and they have a lot of problems. They have a lot of issues with connecting with different cars. Sometimes it's the car's fault, sometimes it's the charger fault, sometimes the charger don't work. It's a mess right now, and I think once there's like a set idea with software or like a standardized way to do this for a lot of different electric vehicles, it will definitely be better for buyers of the such. As you can see right here over in Massachusetts in this particular station, they're all empty. There's a Tesla supercharger on the other side of this mall, and it's full. So you can kind of see what's going on with this right now. So Tesla knows what they're doing with charging. Electrify America, not so much yet. They're getting close and they're working on it. This is nice. You can see these are up to 150 watts. This one goes over to all the way down to the CHAdeMO charger. That's a cool thing to have there for that Nissan Leaf. That's what that one needs. Anyway, I just wanted to show you guys what these kinds of chargers look like. They're pretty cool looking otherwise, whether they work or not, but this is an interface, if you buy an EV, something that you're gonna have to become really familiar with.